Hey, welcome. This is Pete. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can get rich during this inflation. Listen, my friend, you probably noticed, right? The prices of gas, food, all the main commodities and things that are going up, oil. And the reason is because of inflation, and it's just getting started. And while most people are hanging on to like things that are crashing, stocks, potentially even crypto, right, can be pulled back even more. Inflation always leads to a big, correction. We're in the middle of like a bubble that's about to burst. So where do you put your money so you can become wealthy? How do you, become rich during inflation like the wealthy always do while most people lose? So let's get right into this. So let's take a look at what some of the most popular trusted investors are saying. This guy, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is saying that, this is just a couple weeks ago from the time me recording this, I remain bullish on Bitcoin's future, waiting to test a new bottom, 20, 14, 11, even maybe 9,000 for one Bitcoin. Why do I remain bullish? Because Fed and Treasury are corrupt organizations. They will self-destruct before they regain honesty, integrity, and moral compass. Take care and beware. So what he's saying, guys, is Bitcoin, right, even though it's like 30,000 right now, right? Let me refresh the screen. Can potentially experience another big drop, taking it as far as, potentially 9,000, 11,000 down here to this bottom here. Just like the stock market potentially can crash as well. In fact, if you Google the current rate of inflation, they're saying it's maybe 8%, right? However, when you look at real economists who tell the truth, like Dahmen Capital Research, right? I can scroll down here. Bert Dahmen has actually been pretty good at predicting outcomes since 1978. He analyzes the markets and tells people like it is and what's coming. He says this year is estimated that inflation was higher than 11% in January, and end of February already hit 16%. Double than what Google is even saying, right? The steepest inflation rate since 1947 in the past 75 years. So what we're experiencing now is just beginning of inflation, and it's about to get worse because nobody's experienced this for 75 years. We're already at this point, but we're just getting started. Inflation will increase. In fact, if you look at silver and gold price charts, back in 1979 to 1981 was one of the biggest inflations, right? That comes even close to what we're experiencing now, right? And this is what happened to the price of silver, coming from about, as you can see here, $5 or so, right? All the way up to $41 an ounce, okay? Back in the 2008, recession, right? Which was nowhere as bad as we are experiencing now. 2008 crash, got silver down to about $9, right? But shortly after, by 2011, it spiked as far as $40 to almost $43 an ounce before it pulled back, okay? So check this out. This was in August, right, of 2010, when silver was only 17, and then it went to 40, right, just a few months later. Now, the price of Bitcoin, you could have bought Bitcoin for like $1, okay, and then sold it just a year later for like $22 there. You see that? How crazy is that? So right after the peak of silver is what's interesting. If we knew this, I would buy silver here, buy low, right, and then sell it at this big spike, and then right after that is when Bitcoin started to take off. So imagine us experiencing potentially the same kind of outcome, right? We're seeing potentially one of these things that's starting to, emerge, where we can have another huge spike. Listen, the silver and gold was always the hedge against inflation. We're looking back about since 1975, right? As you can see, gold has the same kind of pattern, and so it's up here, but it's just getting ready to really take off because that's what history has shown us, right? We're about to experience new all-time highs for silver and gold because it's compressed, right? It's manipulated by the markets. Inflation is going through the roof, right? Potentially we can have another big spike. That's why I'm scooping up specifically silver, right? But silver and gold in general before it does another one of these. And when it does, this is around the time when usually the markets crash, right? This is when you can sell at a peak if you like to, right? And come in and scoop up Bitcoin and other cryptos or potentially even stocks at the bottom. Okay, so you see what's going on? That's why I believe the best asset to stack up on right now, just like history shows us, right? You can do your own research, is silver. Specifically silver, but silver and gold, and you won't go wrong. Because even though Bitcoin is 30,000 right now, right? It came down like 50% from its all-time high. If we experience Bitcoin dropping another 50% to 15,000 or even less, listen, that's where I'm going to scoop it up. So because Bitcoin can potentially fall, another 50%, I'm putting my investment in silver, in a very undervalued asset that has shown that every time we have an inflation or something crazy happens, like is happening now, we experience a big fluctuation in the cost of silver. It'll go up while potentially the markets are dropping around at the same time. Listen, can't predict any outcomes of the future, but if history is an indicator, you got 50 years of a history chart here that kind of shows you what I'm talking about. Listen, if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe. Let me know in the comments if this makes sense to you. This is the kind of stuff, I had to learn the hard way myself, and understanding, kind of what inflation brings, right? What comes next is very important. If you look back at history, you'll pretty much see the bigger picture, right? So I just wanted to bring you this information and help more people prepare so they don't lose all their money, right? So they don't lose the value of their dollars or potentially experience another market crash, right? Crypto is not a bad time to invest right now, but it can potentially be reduced in value even more. And that's, I'm not, giving any financial advice, right? That's not this. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. I'm mostly putting my funds into silver and gold, right? That seems to always be the hedge against inflation, just like history's always shown us. And when we experience the next big market crash, right? The stock market, crypto will get affected, real estate, right? But silver and gold always seems to be the hedge against that. While everything falls, silver and gold, it does fluctuate, but it keeps its value. It's the hedge. This is what I'm doing, stacking up on silver and gold. And the best number one source that I personally leverage, I'll throw it right below this video. You can follow the training, right? My business partner will give you the training, the step-by-step on how to actually leverage the exact same place that we leverage, where we get the best quality silver and gold for the lowest cost, right? You won't find these kind of prices anywhere else except this one source. That's why I wanted to bring this to my community. So with that said, stay blessed during this inflation leading up to the next potential market crash, right? This bubble is about to burst, and you can be on the winning side, my friend, if you click below and check it out. Free training that will show you exactly how you can get the best silver and gold, protect yourself, protect your family, right? This is what I'm capitalizing on myself the most right now during this inflation, is the hedge, silver and gold, right? That's what the wealthy are doing. That's what some of the biggest, banks are doing, right? JP Morgan, right? Some of the biggest banks out there are stacking up on a bunch of silver and gold, same as the governments, right? Because they understand what's coming and they know where they will win the most. So that's what it's all about. So link is below. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.